All right, just to kind of recap, let me share the screen again. I'll just show you what the issue was. This should be in you'll be able to see this on YouTube too. But really the issue was just, it was very simple. There's a roundabout way to discover it, but can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, good. So in the payload AST, it was just this. This wasn't there. So on the constants, we have to like cast everything to be a string. And so we were just sending the node.value, but for constants, the node.value is in the type of its, it'll be an int or a float it'll be the raw type without it being a string of that type. So this is a solution now for none, for things like none. I think there may be some other things we have to do later. I'm just trying to think for like bytes, and I don't think we'll probably have to have special ways to resolve this for certain kinds of special types. We'll get to that later, but for things like none or ints and floats, casting it to a string is sufficient. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's what got us to the next error, the next issue, which is every node, when you have this on parse thing on, every node, this on parse checker, every node that you run into that doesn't implement normalize will have this error. Notability is not valid. And so if we go to absent tree and then we go to notability, creating the normalize is kind of like, it's kind of a, it's kind of easy. It's kind of easy to create it because we do have some examples. I think I have one. Where's the normalize? Let's find a normalize that's already there. Like this is a good one, like function signature. All you're doing is regenerating the kids. That's what normalize does. And as it regenerates the kids, if you do it deep, it returns a Boolean true or false, right? So it kind of means, true means at the end of this normalize, we have a valid AST node. So it also can serve as a validate, right? So it kind of redraws the node, all the tokens to make it a valid node. It injects tokens where it needs to inject it, like here, so that it can generate valid code. But if for some reason that fails, or any of the fields of the node is invalid itself, when you do deep, it'll return false. And so they all will follow a pattern that looks like this, right? Where here we first assume it's true, and then we'll check if it's a deep normalize. We're going to normalize all of its fields. In this case, there's 3 params, return type, and semstring. And then we'll end our result. So true, and if normalize is true, etc. So here we'll just be updating the result to make sure it's all true. And then here we're going to construct the new children, and the new children should be valid tokens for the node, like a valid tokens that represent the Jac source code for the node. And so, here we have to insert a left parenthesis, then all of the parameters, then right parenthesis, and then we have the return hint token and append, etc. Right? And the return type, etc. If there's a return type. And that's for this AST node. So this is like a normalize. So if we were to do one for ability, and I'll just do it live here for ability, and ability is probably one of the hardest ones to do it for, but it would look like this. First of all, we'd try to see if Copilot helps us. So let's see if Copilot can start us off. There we go. Let's see. Okay, Copilot suggests this. Let's see if it's correct. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another one over here. Let's just, how do you do this? Okay. So I'll open up another one over here so we can look at the fields in it. And then let's look at our normalize, which is here. Okay. So there's these fields. Oh, we probably need to update these fields. These are booleans that comes with the construction of the node. From the normalize, would we be consuming these? We probably would be consuming these. Yeah. Yep. So it'll look like this, right? Don't worry about isFunc. We can actually validate that this is func. This actually should turn into a property, right? Because isFunc, you can tell if this is either none or it's a function signature. It is a function. For some reason, I have some redundancy here in how, like, I'll actually specify this parameter, which isn't necessary. So we can ignore isFunc for now. For the sake of what I'm talking about, we could ignore it. But first, we want to normalize all of the AST node stuff. We want to validate that those are all normalized if we're doing a deep normalize. So, and it really corresponds to the ones that are AST nodes, not these bools. So first, let's see if nameref is a namespec. Yes, we want to normalize that. Okay. Yes, so this is good. Then the next one needs to be access. Do we have an access one? No. So let's do res equals self dot, no, equals res and self dot access normalize deep if access else res, because it's optional. We'll need this if blank else res whenever it's an optional one. So do we have signature? Yes, we have signature. Thank you, ChatGPT. Do we have body? We do have body down here. The body is optional. So I don't know why it's not highlighting it properly there. These are highlighted, but whatever. I'll put these in order just because it's easier. Whoop. Oh, jeez, I hate it when that happens. Okay, good. And then, why doesn't this body normalize work? Oh, you know what? It's because, the reason why is because this normalize isn't implemented for this type yet, I guess. I don't know why it's not syntax high. Because like if I hover over this one, you see it says def normalize. When I hover over this one, it says normalize any. What is self.body? Any or none? That's not correct. Oh, is it because oh, because it can't resolve this? Oh, well, let's just leave it. It's because MyPy isn't smart enough to know that this is actually an AST node. That's why it's not a type error. Because MyPy just gave up. It's like, I don't know, I give up. But, yeah, okay. Anyway, so we have body. And then, let's see. What else do we care about? So we did access, we did signature, we did body. We need to do semstring. So we need to do semstring. Oh, we have semstring. We need to do doc. No, not decorators. Oh, do we need to do decorators? We do need to do decorators. I'll leave that one. And we need to do doc. Is async? No. That's just wrong. Doc. Good. Okay. So then we do it for all of those that are AST nodes because we need to normalize them. Are all of those optional? Yeah, everything's optional here. That's weird. except name ref. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, good. Now we need to work on new kid. So this is the second part of creating the normalized function. So yeah, this is actually correct. But you're going to do it in the order of like valid syntax, right? So if you look at jack.lark, and just maybe for Kugation, this will make a lot of sense. If you look at here, like we have all of these different types of tokens you can have, right? And so we will leverage these to generate the tokens in the correct order. So before async is override. If self dot is override, let's see if we got a ChatGPT thing here. This is correct. So let me actually look at that jack.lark more. Wait, what? No, let's just do this. So it's override, then static, then can. Override, static, can. Where's async? It's async first. So it's async. Okay, so it's async first, then override. So let's see. So if I go to, so this is wrong. That's not valid. This would be valid. So it's async if it's async first. Then it's override. And then where does static go? I guess static goes next. Ooh. Yep, override then static. Okay, so async, override, static. Oh yeah, this is wrong. And then, where's jack.lark? Async, override, static. Then can. Then access tag. Okay, so then can. You guys get the point, right? Oh yeah. Before this, we need, what was it called? So this gen token, by the way, where did I put it? So this is an interesting function, right? Because I have this thing called delimiter map. This delimiter map is essentially common. We can automate the value for common stuff, right? So, and this is if you don't specify the value. So you can specify the name, but you can skip the value, right? And if you skip the value, it's going to do a lookup here. If it's not lookupable, it'll just crash. But for the can statement that we just did, we'll probably need to just specify a value because it's not really a delimiter. So I'll just specify the value, which means I'll do something like this. Value equals can. That's the value that makes this a valid token. There's probably whatever. All right. So then it's a can statement. So you'll have an async override static can, the name from name ref, and then what else? And then you got to go through the body and everything. So name, if signature, the the parentheses and so forth are in the signature node. If body, body. No. You see, this isfunc is not, we don't need to do anything for isfunc, so this just gets tabbed out. So let's see, does that cover our whole ability? So, oh, semstring, where do we put the semstrings?
That you don't need.
Where is it? Some strings go where? Is it this string?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one doesn't have colon, right? All right, so it goes after the access tag. Oh, did we handle access tag? Wait. Can access tag string any ref? Okay. Can access tag if self dot access kid append access. Yep, append access. And then what was it? Can access tag and then string if self sem string append sem string. And then we append the name ref, and then we have the signature, and then we have the body. And that's everything. Okay, so now this is done. Right? So now we've done the normalize for ability. Yeah, go ahead. Questions?
And procedure, yeah, in the 754 line, we don't need if statement. 754. 754.
754?
In the
754. Oh yeah, true. Yes, smart. Smart. That's exactly right. Good. So this is a clean normalized, and I think this is actually one of the most complicated, if not the most complicated normalize. But you see the pattern, right? You see like how we want to do it, and so with that we should. So there was one thing I was printing to the screen, guys. I don't know where it went, but it'll be better debug output. So let me. Wasn't I printing the unparse? Yeah, so we print normalizing, and I think it was print this. Okay, now let's see if ability worked. Okay, that's a lot. What is this? Random. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Oh, so we actually went so far that we actually are now in random. So we entered module random, which is cool. So basically, if you look at normalizing ability, it actually, what the hell is this? I don't know, that doesn't look right. But when we print it, we've got can my print, oh, this is, I know what this is. So there's an issue, but we'll get to it. But so if you look at normalizing ability, we have can my print that. And so we could check this pyfunc to see if everything's correct. So if you look at pyfunc here, let me see something. Yeah. So you see we've got def my print x object to none. That's all correct. We do have an issue with body because the body, this is a little messed up, right? And this is probably, so we're writing this validation so we can find bugs in the load pass. So this probably is a sign that there might be some kind of bug in how we're doing the load pass. You know what I mean? Well,
Yeah.
and honestly, we did make a boo-boo. We made a boo-boo, guys. And the boo-boo is we didn't put the open close around the body, right? So we actually need to do this kind of stuff. If self.body, we need to inject L brace, R brace. New kid dot append, no. Self.gen token. Good. Thank you, ChatGPT. And then thank you, Jippity. All right, so we have those. Oh, and else for it to be valid, Jack, that's correct. We can have a semicolon if there's no body. It means there's an impulse somewhere, right? So this is Now this is even better, right? This is more correct. So when we do that and we look at it, now it's like, it's actually, well, maybe there isn't an issue because we do have to do something with this comment in Jac. And so what we do is we just take this string and we make it a statement. What's even better than this though, isn't this the doc? Oh, so this is an improvement that would be needed in the payload AST, because what this means is payload AST isn't capturing this as a doc string and then putting it as a Jac doc string, right? Which we also forgot. We also forgot to, if there's a doc, we put it first, right? If self.doc, we need to add the doc string. Now, we don't have a self.doc, but we should, right? So there's an improvement we could make to the load pass, right? So that means, and we might be able to make this change now, right? So we can already do a little improvement. So let's look at what we got here. So the way that we're generating code is the way we're generating code here is we're taking the doc string and we're making it a statement inside of the function, which is actually technically what Python does, right? So this is actually just a statement. It's like, you can have like 5. Like this is valid Python 2, right? So it just treats the string as a statement. And so we're doing the same thing here. So this is valid, but we want to actually use the doc string feature.
Yeah, I think we missed to handle this doc in this proc function type.
100%.
Yeah, we have it none.
So let's make it a doc. So this is a func def, right? So I mean, it's relatively complicated. Like what we'd have to do is detect whether the first element in the body is just a string. So, and then we can make it a doc, right? So we just have doc equals none. So it would be like a lot of code, but let's just hack it out now real quick, just for fun, okay? So basically, we have valid body. So if, okay. If valid 0, if length valid and valid 0 is instance valid 0 what expression, AST.expression statement, and is instance valid? Yes. Whoa, what's it doing? Ooh, Chat GPT. The Chat GPT. Let's see, else. I call everything Chat GPT. Bear with me. I know it's Copilot, but who's going to remember? It's going to be like Google. It's like, or like, Google it. We need to just Chat GPT it. Okay. Anyway, whatever.
Exactly what extension is that?
Oh, what extension?
Yeah, it's VS Code extension, right? The one you are using for chat.
Oh, Copilot. Yeah, this is GitHub Copilot. But there's a free one that's really awesome. Chandra shared it in the chat. Although this isn't perfectly right. Like, I don't think we need this part. Like, we don't need this valid body again. So sometimes it's wrong. But yeah, what was
and
it?
also we need to remove that before we making that valid body sub not list here. So if the string is there, we shouldn't include that, right?
Why? You mean
Yeah,
this?
in the valid body, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Yes, very good. Valid body dot items equals valid body. This is tricky though, because actually, to tell you the truth, you're right. I think ChatGPT is onto something. So if we go to ChatGPT was doing that, right? And basically, in our else statement, we should do this, right? So ChatGPT had a better answer, right? And this is because,
Yeah.
to your point, yeah, to your point, Pavi, that you picked up on is we don't need the thing in the subnode list if we're using it already here. Now, let's see if we have a type error, because this is a string, and is that what we expect in the doc? Yeah, this is good. Now, so this should be the full implementation. Now let's see. What we'd expect to see is something like this, except we'll just have the string before it. All right, let's go. Whoop. Let's see. We're in good shape. We don't have the new line, which would be formatted and nice, but now we took the doc string, we detect the doc string, and we add it to the ability in the proper way. So now we've got a very nice validate function, and it led us to an improvement that we would want to make to the pyload AST pass, right? So where do we die? Node expression add is not valid. You want to know what that means? It means the next normalize we need to build is this one. Yeah. And so that's the journey, guys. That's the journey.
Okay. The new journey begins.
The new journey begins. Hey, welcome to compiler writing. That's right. It's solving 1,000 little problems. Guido van Rossum said it best. He was like, working on a language, working on a compiler, it's just the journey of solving 1,000 little problems. Just continuously.
Yeah, day by day it gets complex.
Yeah, exactly. But it's this is why we have all this infrastructure, right? Infrastructure for printing ASTs, for printing symbol tables, for making sure the code is clean and segmented right. Because if you let this kind of infrastructure become spaghetti code, oh my gosh, like you're just gonna cause yourself crazy pain. Anyway, so I'm gonna make this commit. We're well on our way here. We made it through PyFunk, and PyFunk looks good. Let's see. Let me just see it, because there is this module level doc string. I mean, you guys could check this later. We could just keep going forever, but I'll just make this
Yeah,
commit.
it should be included in the inside the class def, I guess. So it should wrap that into that our with items.
I think it should be in module.
Yeah, in the proc module. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we handled that in the class def. Oh, if it's global or something,
Here,
we
so
wrapped it in the with item. Yeah.
so doc is element 0 if blah. So maybe there's something we could do here, but finish func def, normalizing ability, importing, and then we're done at this point. So you could look into that. You could Pav, you could kind of make sure that this is correct and it's doing the right thing with this thing and so forth. All right, git diff. Very simple. So that's the new normalize. We've got that output. Then we made this improvement. And then git dot commit session. I'll just call it chore on the validation journey. All right, so that's now there. Cool. Any other questions? Anything else?
Yeah. So now we are two people. How do we divide the work?
I have no idea. you guys chat about that. You guys chat about that.
We gotta literally work on the same files, right? So
Yeah, I know. I think honestly, you could divide. An elegant thing to divide is the normalize functions, and perhaps Kugation. I mean, for maybe for a while, but I imagine if Kugation works on normalize, then he can find issues in payload AST, and then maybe that would be a good division later. You know, it's like, you know, Kugation can churn through to normalize and just get as many done, and then when he's looking at the outputs, he'll be like, "Ooh, this is weird. This is weird. What's this all about? Like, why isn't this working?" Right? And then you can kind of go and like improve on the just make sure that this works, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Pavi, another thing you can do is you can also find. So we use random. I wonder if you were to change random to like another, like PDB, like this one. Where is it? Let's do it like this. Import PDB. Oh, not that. Like you can import this file. This file's a big one, and see if it like runs. You know?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like without the unparse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So PDB
Yeah.
is another one. Like you can import PDB2 and random and see what happens there. So there's different things you could divide and conquer, but you guys talk about it and figure out what makes the most sense.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. All right, guys.
Then I
Go
have to
ahead.
update the ClickUp for now. I just made it into a blocked stage.
Yeah. So you can unblock and say, you know, you can complete. You can change the task to be version 1. Yeah, like
Okay.
prototype complete, and now we're on validation. There's 2 tasks, right? There's the normalized implementation that Kugation's working on, and then there's
Yeah.
the validation, you know, that you would be leading. But you're both kind of collaborating on both. Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
should we both like include both into one journey, like
Maybe
one
it's
task, and there is
it's probably one
subtask?
milestone and a couple
Yeah.
subtasks under that milestone or
Yeah.
something, or
Okay.
it's yeah. But you guys could make that call, like, you know, whatever makes the best sense to you guys. Or
Okay.
I think what you want to do is like, I would scope it to, um, I would scope it to be, you know, stuff that you could check off regularly. So I would say, like for all of these AST nodes, it could be, you'd say, this day we're going to do this first 15, then the next 15, then the next 15. So you could kind of break it up into 3 tasks, you know, like
Okay.
nodes this to this validated and working. Node that, and then the next task would be the next 15 nodes and then the next 15 nodes. So you can check it off as you go.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would do it like that. Because then you want to have that feeling of yes, complete, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes frustrated, like I
Yeah.
am making the deadlines
Yeah, exactly.
postponed again and again.
Yeah, I know. Cool, man. All right. Yeah, you guys figure it out. I'll probably hop from the call and then you guys can keep chatting.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. All right. Later, guys. Yep. All right. I'll post both of these and then they can watch it later. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon.